And Viagra will get it back to her keeper. Back to Viagra. As Farina shaping up out wide, instead plays it into the pocket. And very strong from Astia Sarian. So the throw in, looking for Koumans. Able to step inside of Roman. Onto the feet of Jackson. Back to Koumans. Beautiful build-up. Everything but the finish for Beach FC, who have fired a couple warning shots early on. So it'll be a goal kick for Kaylin Fabry in Oakwood. Koumans and Jackson combined so well up top. And Jackson has only played 5 games before this one because she's been away on national team duty. Did so well to turn and lay it back off for Koumans, who was trying to pick out the far post. And I said that she's only making her 6th appearance, Simone Jackson, but she does have 13 goals, including 8 goals in 1 game. DeMelo. She'll thread it through. Jackson can't get by Fabry. Excellent goalkeeping from Kaylin Fabry. Jackson looked to have had her beat, but Fabry stood her ground, and knowing that she was right on the edge of her penalty area, was able to use her feet. 2 really big plays to keep it at 0-0 inside the first 5 minutes. Let's take a look here. DeMelo was going to turn and then was able to thread it through for Jackson, who looked like she was going to get around Fabry, but the goalkeeper was equal to the task. Now the long ball looking for Jackson. Getting back is Jacobs, who for the 2nd straight year is playing up the 0-4. Unable to get the return ball, though, and it will be the first corner kick of the game for Beach FC. It's a Beach FC side that has 5 players who have scored multiple goals this season and 10 different goal scorers for their 43 goals so far. And they're looking to get something here off the in-swinging corner from Drew Koumans. Ball sent into the near post, and Fabry has a boss in her area. One back by Bloom, but she can't keep it in. This will be a fun battle to watch between Taylor Broom and Bailey Eyre this afternoon. Eyre had the 2 goals in the 4-2 loss against Charlotte, and this time Bloom beats her to the punch. McGlynn, who's cousins with Jackson, was unable to find her feet as it was intercepted by Roman. Now tracking back is Monzeglio. So Monzeglio will let this roll for a throw-in. Wind really whipping around here. Played a huge part in the outcome of the Nike International friendlies last night. But I'm sure with the heat that we experienced in the last few days and the humidity, neither of these players will mind that it is not only very windy, but also cloudy. It's one of the advantages of these morning games. As Jacobs looks to carry out of the back, is running into a bit of trouble. Carrick to Priest. Looking for Koumans. Just being watched by Roman. Roman gets it forward for Tavana. Along for Astia Saren. One back by McGlynn. DePriest. Able to get it inside for DeMelo. Beautiful ball slid through for Jackson. And once again, it's Kaylin Fabry to the rescue. Bloom will lower it wrong for Curran. Slid inside for Jackson. And tried to feed it into the channel for Ibarra. Ibarra's cross goes wide. I think she was looking to pick out Koumans at the far post. Just didn't arrive in time. But DeMelo, beautiful pass with the outside of her foot. Splitting the center backs was Jackson. But coming off her line to cut down the angle was Fabry. Ibarra, I'm not sure whether she was going for a shot or a cross there. It'll be a goal kick for the Lisbon, Connecticut native. Fabry has been called into National Training Center since this long. He's looking for Pergolati on the far side, but it will be Beach's throw-in. This is Carrick. And perhaps a chance to break. Farina. Out wide for Air. Air gets past Curran, skips in the cross, and cleared away by DePriest. Not out of the woods yet, though, Beach FC. As Oakwood continue to keep the ball in their half. Air. Tavana. And that's a great outlet ball from Roman. Viagra cuts inside, top of the box. Air lets it roll. Oh, and so unlucky. Just losing her footing at the crucial moment. And Beach FC escape. Still, though, good pressure. Stepping into the midfield to intercept that one is Roman. Tavana. Dispossessed by DeMelo, who wins the free kick. Good look at your referee for this morning's contest. Claire Jones out of Ohio North. Is assisted by Shannon O'Carroll on the near side out of Georgia's Soccer Federation. Kristen Pahia out of Cal North is assistant referee 2 on the far side. And Tiffany No from Kansas is the 4th official in between the benches, as Jackson has popped up out wide, but the ball played over her head, and it will be a throw-in for Oakwood. Oakwood had a really strong day yesterday. Their U15s, as we said, winning 4-1 against Legends. And the U19s won 1-0 against the North Carolina Courage. And their 16s tied Kansas City. So the U17s looking to replicate that sort of form here today. They're currently 4th in the Northeast Division. Oakwood. Jackson turns. And Logan Jacobs did enough to put her off. Fabry has already been a huge part of the story in this one, even though we're just over 12 minutes into the game. This time it goes for the drop punt. DePriest wins it back. Carrick is committed to play her college ball at Santa Clara. Forward for Jackson. Jacobs wins the battle again. Well, they're doing a really good job, Oakwood, of finding the ball in the pocket, but so is Ibarra. However, this time Jackson couldn't get behind the back line. And Fabry called into action yet again, albeit not with the same sort of urgency. This time she puts it on the floor and goes long. She's looking for the run of Farina. DeMelo is unable to turn Monzeglio. Air chasing. Viagra. Can't step inside of Carrick. And this one comes back for Lucy Curran. Over to Bloom. Just like her center back counterpart, Logan Jacobs, is an 0-4 playing up. Bloom, a regular in youth national team camps. Gets it off to Curran. And over for Jackson. Jackson skips by her defender. Jackson! Fabry again. And swept away. And a great job by Carrick on the far side not to allow Oakwood to start a counterattack. Well, Jackson got around her defender, but coming out to cut down the angle was Fabry, who timed that run off her line to perfection. Ibarra. Intercepted by Farina. Getting back was DeMelo. Striving forward is McLean. Couldn't find the return ball, but it will be Beach FC's throw-in in the 15th minute. McLean. Carrick. Koumans. So dangerous when she pops out to the flank and cuts inside. Wants the ball back. DeMelo assessing her options. Takes the inside route to Priest. Rather played it behind Wilson on the far side. The future Duke Blue Devil steps on it. Oh, and fizzed that one into the feet of Ibarra. It was too hot for her to handle, and Oakwood overtake. Ibarra never giving up. And it will be a throw-in for Oakwood. Keli Wilson, another player with youth national team experience. And this time she wins the free kick. Just like Simone Jackson in her first season with Beach FC, who are currently second in the Southwest Division in Development Academy regular season play. Just 2 points behind Legends FC. They are 6-0-1 in divisional play, while Legends are a perfect 7-0. As Wilson teases this one into the mix. Jackson skips it on. Did well to get her head to it, Jackson, but it will be another goal kick for Kaylin Fabry. Farina pops it forward, looking Curran. Bloom. Jackson. Ibarra. Wilson's continued her run on the far side. And she's confronted by Jacobs, who sweeps it out of bounds. Koumans! Fabry again. Koumans on the rebound, and it's cleared out for a corner kick. Fabry is standing on her head. It's an excellent display of goalkeeping early on in Lakewood Ranch. As Bloom flies into the box, getting ready to get on the end of this DeMelo corner kick. Zipped in, Jackson got her head to it, and it will be take two from the far side. Well, Fabry's been busy, but she's been up for it. This is the place to showcase yourself, and she's certainly done that, Kaylin Fabry. Let's see Plenty of scouts in attendance, as this time it's played short. And the offside flag goes up. Very good job by Oakwood. As soon as that ball went back, to quickly sprint off of those posts. Beach FC were banking on the fact that they wouldn't have left at that moment so that they could get that ball right on the end line. We'll have a throw-in on this near side. Carrick. McLean. Able to poke it over for Wilson. Inside for DeMelo. He's been pulling the strings in midfield for this Long Beach side. McLean. Carrick spins, skips by one, but can't get by Tavana. And Cosentino will get it out wide. Back for Jacobs, her pass picked off by DePriest. She plays it through looking for Jackson. It'll be easy for Fabry in the end, and smart distribution from her. Monzeglio and able to catch up to it. So it'll be a throw-in for McLean in the 20th minute. Ibarra muscled off the ball. Cosentino gets inside for Pergolotti. McLean had the beating of Farina and gets it back to her keeper. And Ciccone will get it out wide for Curran, who gets it back from Wilson. DeMelo trying to shield, but Tavana steps in front of her. Farina gets past the double team and steps into it. But Ciccone was well stationed to make the save. And out comes Lucy Curran. So good at bringing the ball out of the back, Curran. She's going to have to backpedal here. Played in, and Bloom comes across to make the play, and Ciccone keeps it from going out for a corner kick. Oakwood are starting to look dangerous, though, as Air was able to get in on that occasion, but Bloom came across, and necessarily so. DeMelo weaves her way through traffic. Forward for Koumans. Has Jackson to find in the box. Jackson! DeMelo crowded out. Jackson will get on the end of this miscue. Koumans skips by one. Slides it inside. Ibarra across. Beautifully done. And finished off by DePriest. Beach FC have their goal on 22 minutes. Fifth goal of the season for Gianna DePriest. And this time, absolutely nothing Fabry could do in the Oakwood goal. It was beautifully fashioned from Beach FC. Took advantage of a turnover. And lovely combination play to set up the tap-in for one of Beach FC's most integral leaders. It's Monzeglio. We'll get this forward, but look at that ball from Koumans, beautifully disguised. And Ibarra did such a great job to pick her head up and take the goalkeeper out of the play. She's been looking unbeatable, so the only way to make sure that you can get it past Fabry is to get her out of the way, and that's exactly what Ibarra did there. And Beach FC are off and running. It's the goal scorer DePriest.
Goal scored for Beach Football Club in the 22nd minute by
And Curran to bring it forward.
Gianna DePriest.
Through for Koumans, has the being of Monzeglio. Gets around Fabry and makes it 2. 2 goals in under a minute and a half for Beach FC. And they've now hit 45 goals in this still very young season. It's Koumans with her 4th. But what a beautiful ball, surgically threaded through for Koumans. And she made absolutely no mistake. Waited for the goalkeeper to go down, walked around her, and calmly passed it into the empty net.
Goal scored for Beach Futbol Club in the 24th minute by number 5, Drew Koumans.
Gorgeous ball, slid through from Carrick. DeMelo leaves it off for Koumans, looking for her 2nd, but zips the shot right into a well-positioned Fabry. Fabry pushing everyone forward. Monzeglio. Farina in a battle with the Priest. Shows her strength in the challenge. Cosentino gets it forward. That one going past Pergolotti. Wilson with a quick touch back to Lucy Curran. Head coach Jeffrey Joyner loves having her in the back. Said she's so great at stepping into the midfield, either with the ball or to win the ball. And when she does that, she creates overloads for this Beach FC side, who've come out in a 4-4-2 diamond formation. Jackson, very good defending by Logan Jacobs. It's an excellent tackler, Logan Jacobs. Was so good with her one-on-one defending, and that was Exhibit A right there. Really, either Curran or Bloom, when they have the ball, are not only great distributors, but also very good at continuing to combine in the midfield to get those numbers, especially when you're already playing with a diamond in the midfield and you can bring in a 5th player. You're going to win those battles with quick combination play. Long throw into Jackson. Went for the copybook chest trap and volley. Just couldn't keep her effort down. It is such a hard skill off the volley, having to wait for that ball to come down to the right height before you hit it, and then also trying to get your knee over it. Jackson's certainly able to do so, just not on this occasion. Wilson, Koumans. Farina. Roman gets it back for Farina. Won by Ibarra, who already has an assist in this game. Pergolotti helps it on for Tavana. Air trying to run through. DePriest brings Tavana down from behind, and it will be a free kick for Oakwood. The referee, Claire Jones, saying no more. So a free kick. It's a good look at Natalie Tavana, who has 2 goals in 10 appearances this season. There's the mark for your goal scorer, Drew Koumans, who made it 2-0. On the score sheet, it's going to look like 2 goals in the space of 2 minutes, but in essence, it was really 2 goals in less than 90 seconds. Ciccone Hasn't been as busy as Fabry in the Beach FC net. Ciccone. McLean kills it instantly. And the future Cal Bear will roll this along for DeMelo. Carrick, one of 3 new players in this Beach FC lineup. And Jeffrey Joyner talking about how the new ladies are meshing with the side that made it to the semifinals of last year's Development Academy Championships. And he said, well, first of all, everybody already knows each other because the soccer community in California is pretty small. But he said also that his girls have been so welcoming and did such a good job to welcome these players with open arms. And they've meshed really well so far, and you can see that in their record with 9-1-1 through their first 11 games. Looking for a 10th victory of their season here. So it's going to be a free kick for Wilson. Sends it in. Bloom is there. And Jacobs clears. Wilson will shield this one out for a throw-in. DeMelo checking in. Able to ride the challenge. DeMelo. Leaves it off for Carrick. Gets the overlap from McLean. It opens up the space for her to circle inside. Now is looking for the return ball to McLean. A very good movement to create space by Beach FC. McLean's such a good player when she gets into the attack. A throw in for Jackson. Jackson trying to play it across, but instead it's Fabry who will take for Oakwood. So we're just past the half-hour mark at the beautiful Premier Sports Campus in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. Jackson has been unable to find the net, but DePriest and Koumans have, as they have a 2-0 lead over Oakwood here on match day 2 in the winter portion of the inaugural Girls Development Academy Cup. As the offside flag is up, it'll be a free kick for Oakwood. 8 groups of 4 here in the winter portion, with the group winners going through to the final phase of the Development Academy Cup. It'll be single elimination from there on in the spring. Coran. Inside to Koumans. He's looking for Jackson. Overhit it a bit. And the backward header allows Fabry to take. Air. DeMelo. Inside for Carrick. One back. Tavana forward for Air. Just running against the center backs. And tried to squeeze it through for Pergolotti, but it's cleared away by Wilson. So Oakwood have looked strong going forward. It's just such a good back line for Beach FC, which coming into yesterday had given up just 4 goals in 10 games before losing 4-1 to the Houston Dash. 2 days ago, I should say. As all the teams at the U17 level had their first group game back on December 10th before having yesterday off, and now finishing the group with 2 games in 2 days. As tomorrow, Beach FC will face off against Charlotte Soccer Academy, while Oakwood will take on the Houston Dash to complete group play. Cosentino will find the feet of her keeper. Fabry. DeMelo intercepts. Tavana. Not only 2 goals for this U17 side, but she's also scored for the U18-19s, Natalie Tavana. I love how Bloom's head is always on a swivel. And then she picks out the right pass in McClin, who's closed down by air. Correction, Farina, but it will be a throw-in for Beach FC. So 2-0 for Beach FC with number 2 taking the throw-in. DePriest. Keli Wilson. Carrick being hassled by Cosentino. Illegally, says the referee, so it'll be a free kick for Beach FC. I think a few raindrops might be falling. Really nothing but a drizzle at the moment. Wilson. Koemans. Well, they can hit you directly. They can be patient in their build-up, Beach FC. Well, this is a good turn, and that should be a yellow card for DeMelo. So DeMelo, the first player to go into Claire Jones' book this morning. A free kick to be taken by Roman. Over the head of Farina and out of bounds. So it'll be a throw-in for McLean and Beach FC. So we head into the final 10 minutes of the first half.
35th minute to number 9, Michaela DeMelo of Beach Football Club.
Jackson has Koemans out wide. Koemans doing well to hold up her run. Jackson can't get by Jacobs. Stout one-on-one defending. Beach FC maintain possession. It's DeMelo. Jacobs wanted the ball in the pocket. Instead, it's going to come back for Carrick, who will sweep it over for Karan. Here she is stepping into the midfield to create the numbers advantage. Wilson onside. Jackson waiting for the top of the box. Wilson went for glory, but couldn't keep her effort down. Love the way the defenders jump into the attack, though, for Beach FC, as they are looking for that third goal before halftime to make the task exponentially harder for Oakwood. And I think we are waiting for another ball. So it'll be another goal kick for Fabry, who has been sensational in this game. Wilson, an excellent addition to this already potent Beach FC side, who now have 45 goals in almost 11 and a half games this season. It's not bad. Karan wins it back. DeMelo is asking for it. Now she gets it. Able to skip past Ivana. Ibarra. Still Ibarra. Clip through for Jackson. Koemans is onside. Thundered off the underside of the crossbar. And no shouts that that ball dropped over the line. Koemans so close to her brace. Another fine flowing move from Beach FC. Bloom. And for DeMelo. Jackson's onside. Picks her head up, squares it across. And there was no way Koemans was going to miss from there, but she is offside. No, she's not. Saw the referee put her hand up for a second as everybody had stopped, and it is a second for Koemans. It's a third for Beach FC. So unselfish from Jackson. Could have taken it herself, but instead gave the layup to Drew Koemans, who now has 5 goals on the season.
Goal scored for Beach Football Club in the 38th minute by number 5, Drew Coomans.
Well, apologies for thinking that it was offside. I saw the ref put her hand up real quickly, then realized she was just pointing back toward the center, but also everybody was just standing still. No one was moving, so I thought that maybe that they were just waiting for the ball to be played out of the back. Nevertheless, it's a second for Coomans and a 3-0 lead for a Beach FC side that is running rampant in Lakewood Ranch. So a chance for Roman to tease this free kick into the mix. Could also square it for Cosentino, who will have about 20 yards of space. Instead, it's rolled out wide. And the cross comes in. Ciccone will look to distribute. Beach FC always committed to playing out of the back. Well, after this match and tomorrow's match here in the group stage of the DA Cup, both of these teams will go into their holiday breaks. McGlynn, Jackson, couldn't get past the double team. McGlynn keeps it in, but skews her shot wide of goal. And just look at this for a build-up into the goal. Ball in from the back to DeMelo, who turns, pops it through for Jackson, realizes she has an acute angle, so instead she picks her head up and knew where Coomans was, plays it one time, and she squared it across, so there was no way that Coomans could have been onside because that ball was played at an angle backwards. And this is Coomans, who's on a hat trick. That could have been her hat trick, but Coomans was so unlucky to see another shot just moments ago. Cannon off the underside of the crossbar, and from a Beach FC perspective, bounce on the wrong side of the goal line. And we talked about the holiday breaks coming up. Beach FC will have a little over a month off, and then they will be back in action on January 25th at Real SoCal. Meanwhile, Oakwood will be off a bit longer due to the weather on the East Coast. They won't be back in action, at least for regular season development academy play, until March 1st when they travel to New Hampshire to face off against Seacoast United. So a long but very well-deserved break for both of these teams. And this Oakwood side, every single player has trained with the U18-19s, and all but 5 players on Oakwood's U17 roster have featured in matches for the U18-19s this year. Talk about the fact that both of these teams will be away to restart Development Academy play after the holiday break. For Beach FC, they have 4 games on the road after the Development Academy inaugural cup. And so for them, you add in these 3 games, it'll be 7 straight games on the road for Beach FC. So this, the second of those 7. Jackson turns. Jackson. Fabry watches it fly wide of her post, so it'll be a goal kick for Oakwood as we're into the final 2 minutes of the first half. Well, take a look at this shot from Koumans. So what a ball clipped in from Ibarra. And a lovely layoff from Jackson. Koumans did everything right. Great work from our camera crew. And you know what? If there was goal line technology, that would have been a goal. That did bounce inside. So even though it didn't count, a beautiful team goal from Beach FC and a thundering effort from Koumans. And if I'm a Beach FC player, I'm going to protest that that's in, whether I knew it crossed the line or not. But I think that tells you something about my gamesmanship mentality that I should probably keep quiet. It just goes to show you the integrity of these women as well. It's Jackson, who has done everything but score so far. Ibarra, away by Monzeglio, only as far as Jackson. Jackson trying to bulldoze her way through, still going Jackson! Fabry denies her again. And the flag is up for a foul. But Simone Jackson showing her strength as she's looking for her 14th goal of the season. However, Fabry has been her nemesis this afternoon, or this morning, I should say. Let's just look at her go. I guess there's where the foul might have been whistled. Once again, Fabry denying Jackson. And she hasn't scored Jackson, but she does have assist, and her layoffs in and around the box have been excellent. There's 1 minute of stoppage time, from which 5 seconds have now elapsed. Priest, score of the first goal. DeMelo. Ibarra. McLean joined the party, but she couldn't keep it under control as it was played just behind her. We'll go and try and get you scores from the other games at halftime. Certainly in this group between Charlotte Soccer Academy and the Houston Dash. We'll also try and get you the scores for both Oakwood and Beach FC's U17 teams and come back to you at the second half with those. Air. Good skill from Bailey Air. Cosentino. And that will do it for the first half. Beach FC with a 3-0 lead to Priest in the 22nd, and then Koumans in the 24th and 38th to put the California side into the driver's seat. We're going to step aside, but we'll be back with you for the final 45 minutes from Lakewood Ranch. At the break, it's Beach FC 3, Oakwood 0. Getting set for the second half kickoff between Oakwood and Beach FC. Beach with a 3-0 lead. And plenty of changes to tell you about at halftime. 2 for each side. Coming off for Oakwood are Bailey Eyre and Ellie Pergolotti. And they are replaced by Emma Smith and Olivia Mullings. For Beach FC, a change in goal as Samantha Ciccone, as per usual, switches with Zora Standifer as they're looking to combine for Beach's 8th clean sheet of the season. Lindsay Wilson also coming off to be replaced by Gabriela Colados. So those are the changes, and as promised, we have scores for you. The other match in this group at halftime, it's the Houston Dash leading Charlotte Soccer Academy 1-0. So if that result holds, Houston will go to 6 points. And if this result holds here, it'll be Beach FC on 3. Alongside Charlotte, and then Oakwood on 0. But still plenty of time for these scores to change. Also at halftime at the U15 level, Beach FC trailing Top Hat 1-0, while Oakwood has a 2-0 lead over Midwest United. If that score stands, Oakwood's U15s would go through to the quarterfinals of the inaugural Girls U.S. Soccer Development Academy Cup. Same thing as well. There's 45 minutes left here, 40 minutes left in those U15 games. So plenty can change, but that's the score as things stand. Carrick is trying to squeeze it through for the run of Koumans. Cosentino. Koumans wins it off of her. Cosentino pokes it away. First involvement of the game from Mullings. Curran stepping forward. And she's fouled, so it'll be a free kick for Beach FC in the 47th minute. Beach now just 4 goals away from the 50-goal mark. They haven't even played half a season. It's this one behind Jackson. Cleared away by Roman. Simone Jackson. Well, still going Jackson. She's brought down. It's just going to be a talking to for Jacobs. Jacobs has been really good on one-on-one situations, but this time Jackson got the better of her. So what will Beach FC do with this free kick? So we'll take a look at how we got to it. Just look at that for a little move. DeMelo looks over to the bench for instructions. Now she teases it into the danger area, onto the head of Carrick. DePriest battling for it. Mullings. Cosentino. And it's Cosentino who wins the free kick.
Excellent job. I don't know what's happening on that one.
Forward by DeMelo. Wins it again. Koumans over the head of DeMelo, but DePriest is on the scene. And she wins the free kick. Tavana's the guilty party. Nice reverse ball from Carrick. Koumans steps inside. Couldn't find Jackson, who was trying to breach the back line of Oakwood. Good throw in for Koumans. Jacobs coming across, defending well, but it will be the 4th corner kick of the game for Beach FC. Well, she's a real nuisance for defenders, Drew Koumans. She has 2 goals and another one that should have been called to show for it. Taken short for McLean. Has time to set up a shot and rips it all the way through. But Fabry is there to make the save. And if it wasn't for Kaylin Fabry, this game could be even more stretched in terms of the score. He's made some excellent saves as Colados intercepts. Away by Cosentino as she's mowed down. It's good work from Lexi Cosentino. Over the top. Jackson's onside. Bearing down on Fabry. This time goes past her, is brought down. Referee points to the spot. And this should be a yellow card for Kaylin Fabry. And now Jackson with a chance to get her goal. So Jackson to make it 4-0 for Beach FC. Fabry has already made some tremendous saves this afternoon. Picture of pure concentration on the face of the goalkeeper. Staring Jackson down the barrel. Jackson steps up. Saved! Jackson on the rebound, and she scores. Jackson reacted quickest and gets her 14th goal of the season. It is 4-0 Beach FC. Missed the PK, but never gave up on the cause. Still, though, you have to credit Fabry with another big save. That's as point blank as you can get, being a penalty shot. And you could even see, even though she scored the rebound, Jackson was frustrated with herself for missing the penalty. But you have to admire her determination to make sure that she was first to the rebound, which she was able to tuck home. It's very professional celebration from these Beach FC players, as they have the 4-0 lead in the 53rd minute. Poke through, and this time Jackson's called for the foul in the box. Goal kick intercepted by DeMelo. Koumans. McGlynn evades the challenge. A nifty skill from her. Ibarra, Jackson. Lovely return ball from DeMelo. Jackson around Fabry again. Absolutely ruthless. Simone Jackson with 2 goals in the space of a minute. And it's a 5-star performance from Beach FC. What a ball that was from DeMelo. Carving open the Oakwood backline with surgical precision. And nothing Fabry could do in the Oakwood goal. This scoreline does not reflect the way she's played, but it was a gorgeous build-up The up, back, and through worked to devastating effect by Beach FC. And that, a striker's finish. You understand why she's rated so highly by the youth national team staff, Simone Jackson. And now the two forwards, her and Koumans, are on hat tricks. And here she is again, Jackson. Good hold-up play. Ball across looking for DePriest, though, not the best. It was good shielding, too, by Estia Sarin in the midfield to win that ball back as Cosentino looking to get it forward. Curran talked about her stepping into the midfield. DeMelo has been ever present today. It's a good challenge by Monzeglio on the far side. The referee waves play on, even though the assistant referee had whistled for a foul, and now she's going to bring it back. So it'll be a free kick for Oakwood, but not before some changes are made for Jeffrey Joyner's Beach FC side, as Carrick is going to come off. Excellent work from Carrick, who joined this season from the SoCal Blues. And she will be replaced by Mia Eskandon, the longest tenured player on this Beach FC side. Was the hero of last year's quarterfinal against Top Hat, in which she scored a goal and then the game-winning penalty in the shootout after the 1-1 draw. Also coming on is Carmen Camaro, and she replaces Koumans. Camaro, really good target forward, especially with her back to goal, but and talk about her play with the back to goal. She also has 13 goals in 11 games coming into this one. This is the first game she hasn't started this season. It's a Beach FC side that has already won games by scorelines of 5-0, 7-0, and 13-0 this season.
Substitutions in the 57th minute for Beach Football Club. Entering the game, number 19, Mia Eskandon. Leaving the game, number 3, Annie Carrick. Entering the game, number 7, Carmen Camaro. Leaving the game, number 5, Drew Koumans.
Skandon battling. Viagra. Can't get by a Skandon. Well, she's not wearing the armband today, Mia Skandon, but she is one of the captains of this team. Colados has to come back for this one. Tivana battling. Got some help from Jacobs. Cosentino does well to keep hold of it for Oakwood. Very good build-up play from Oakwood. Smith gets it out wide. Two players to find in the box. And well stepped in by Taylor Bloom. Cosentino. Viagra jumps into the attack. He's working on Eskandon. And away by McLinn. So it'll be a throw in for Matt Cameron's side. The 2017-2018 DA Coach of the Year. A good look at Olivia Mullings. It's Viagra's throw. Skandon able to pick her pocket. Jackson. Ibarra. Camaro. And well stepped in. Bloom. DePriest unable to wriggle free as it's won back by Smith. Tavana gets it out wide for the overlapping Farina. She's able to chase it down. Confronted by DePriest, who gets a foot in, but it will be the first corner kick of the game for Oakwood. Just past the hour mark at the Premier Sports Campus in beautiful Lakewood Ranch, Florida. On match day 2 of the Under-17 Girls Development Academy Cup. Points so crucial here today with both of these sides losing their first game and only the group winner going through. Cross comes in. Viagra's ball blocked. It's good work from Viagra. Does a good job of joining the attack from her outside back position. Viagra, like many of these Oakwood players, have been called into national training centers. It's DeMelo. It's really been the conductor of this effective Beach FC orchestra. McLean. Over the top for Jackson. Love the fact that Beach FC can vary up their play. They can mesmerize you with their quick combination passing in short spaces to move the ball through midfield. But they also know when to go direct. So that was a great ball played from McLean over the top for Jackson. Well, that's going to be Cosentino's ball over the top. Just asking a bit too much of Olivia Mullings. We'll have another game for you this afternoon on ussoccerda.com, as well as its Twitter and Facebook handles. That one coming up at 3:30 p.m. Neatly brought down by Mullings. Can't get by McLean. Escandon. Mullings is going for the early cross. McLean.
Good, Carmen. Cheat a little. Cheat a little so it doesn't get circulated.
Jackson, who's on a hat trick.
Love it, Mia.
DePriest. DeMelo. Jackson goes down. The offside flag is up, so this won't count for Camaro.
Right idea, you two. That's close. That's close.
Once again, it's DeMelo deftly pulling the strings in midfield for this Beach FC side. So they have the 5-0 lead in the 64th minute. Cran gets in front of Smith. Through for DeMelo. Onto the feet of Jackson. Jackson looking to create the half yard of space for herself. Closed down well. Been really impressed with the one-on-one defending from Oakwood. Now Jackson's going to be shown a yellow card. So good look at Cosentino. As off camera, Jackson was issued a yellow card by referee Claire Jones. I think Jackson looks a bit bemused. Not sure exactly why she was shown a yellow.
Yellow card issued in the 65th minute to number 11, Simone Jackson of Beach Football Club.
Mullings wins the free kick. Takes it quickly. Smith. Substitutes combining. Viagra. And Mullings commits the foul. Bloom. Good high press coming in from Smith. Allows Oakwood to win the ball back in midfield. Possession retaken by Ibarra. He's had a really stellar game, Ibarra. The assist on the first goal. Her and De Melo have connected really well together at the top and bottom points of that midfield diamond. Intercepted by Farina. Smartly goes back with it to Jacobs. Into the middle for Astia Sarin. Farina again. Viagra. Mullings couldn't find the return ball. Suskandon stepped into the passing lane. Jacobs venturing forward for the first time today. This is a good run from Jacobs. And a great ball too. And the save made by Standifer. But Jacobs with the ability to carry it out of the back and then pick out the pass like she was playing in the number 10 spot. Well, that is excellent work from Logan Jacobs, who was playing up from the 04s. She skipped by DePriest and then picked her head up. And it was well struck from Tavana. But Standifer was spot on with her positioning to get down and make that save. But a little glimpse of what Oakwood is capable of. So this time, Jackson on the receiving end of the foul. Oh, another yellow card being shown. This time to Astia Sarin. Didn't look to be much in that one, from my point of view. Carana's over this free kick. She clips this one over the top and cleared by Jacobs. Carana's back to mop up for Beach FC. Inside to DeMelo. It's popped up everywhere today. Michaela DeMelo. She'll have to do some defensive work here. Combines with Colados to win it back for Beach FC. And Gabriela Colados will take the throw-in. It's a determined run from Farina. That's stellar defending from McLean. Escandon. Jackson. Jackson going through the gears. Gets it out wide for Camaro. Looking for the far post, and there were no takers for Beach FC. Jackson invited to run at the back line, and she did just that. So that's going to be it for Estia Sarin. Replaced by Kate Menudis, coming on for her 9th appearance of the season. Menudis really good at using her quickness up and down the wings. And Jackson's day is done for Beach FC, as she is going to be replaced by Sophia Carruthers. So Carruthers on for her 10th appearance of the season. 16-year-old out of Redondo Beach High School. It'll be a throw-in for McClin as we're inside the final 19-plus minutes from the Premier Sports Campus at Lakewood Ranch. 3 big points for Beach FC, which will keep them in the conversation for possible advancement into the final phase of the Girls DA Cup to be played in the spring. It's Fabry, who, don't look at the scoreline, just look at the plays that she's made. She has been tremendous today. A couple point-blank stops and then a penalty save as well. Fabry committed to Quinnipiac University. We'll have to deal with another ball here. DeMelo. She's brought down, and the referee's going to say it was just outside the box. So free kick from a very dangerous position for Beach FC. And another yellow card. Well, the referee's holding it. Now she's going to come over and have a word with her assistant referee. So Claire Jones coming over after having a word with Kristen Pahia. And the yellow card will be shown to Menudis just moments after coming on. And now Tavana's going to get a yellow card as well. And a second yellow card to Tavana, and she's off. Oh, that's getting a little ridiculous. Really don't think those yellow cards were necessary. And it's unfair on Natalie Tavana. Of course, she could have said something, I don't know, but I still am a bit surprised at how quickly these yellows are being brandished. So it's for dissent. You understand that those are the laws of the game, but I think as a referee, you also have to take into account the situation and the passion that goes into the moment of the heat of the battle. But Oakwood down to 10 women. Left off. And McClin shot just over. This will be a free kick won by Cosentino. Out of Mercy High School in Middletown, Connecticut. Well, up next for Oakwood will be the Houston Dash. That game tomorrow. So the shot comes in, and it fizzed by Standifer, who did a great job to get a touch. I'm sorry, Zora Standifer. That was an excellent save you just made. The Carson, California native, a former forward, turned goalie. So this was a great run from Menudis. And then the shot coming in from Roman and pushed aside by Standifer, but the corner kick cleared. Roman. Cosentino tries her luck. Beach FC will play against Charlotte Soccer Academy tomorrow. Colados. McLean. Future Cal Bear assessing her options, plays it over Camaro. Love the fact that McLean looks to get forward at every opportunity. Now this Beach FC side has something very special, not only in McLean and the likes of Carruthers, who's getting forward here, but the fact that they have two ball-playing center backs, some of the best in the development academy at passing the ball out of the back. You look at the successful, we'll get back to that in a second. This Roman shot in on goal taken by Standifer. But you look back at the World Cup winning senior side from the summer, and it all starts with the likes of Abby Dahlkamper, who has that ability to not only play out of the back, but play the stunning 70-yard diagonal balls to unlock defense. And the same with the youth teams. The U.S. has always prided themselves on the girls' side of having center backs who could play the ball out with the vision of a number 10. And Beach FC certainly has that in the likes of Taylor Bloom and Lucy Curran, and some of the greatest coaches as well, such as on the men's side, Sir Alex Ferguson of Manchester United. They structured their whole team around that. You understand why Beach FC is so special. They're whistled for a foul here in the 78th minute. Another yellow card here. This one for Colados. Run out of space on my stat sheet. Seven yellow cards issued by Claire Jones today in a game that hasn't really been fraught with meaty challenges.
Yellow card issued in the 79th minute to number 26, Delaney Grenia of Oakwood Soccer Club.
Camaro. Skips by Monzeglio. Has Ibarra to her left. Instead elects to take it alone from distance. Would have been a special goal from Carmen Camaro. Already 13 goals on the season for the Cerritos, California native, who is committed to play her college ball at Brown. Came on as a second-half sub. Had 5 goals in her last 3 games, Camaro. She's looking to make it 6-4 here. We'll have more DA Cup action coming up for you later today at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. It's the San Diego Surf taking on NEFC in another classic East versus West battle. Mike Pepper will have the call of that one here on USSoccerDA.com and its various other outlets as we're into the final 10 minutes of this one. Beach FC with a 5-0 lead against 10 women Oakwood. The damage had already been done before Natalie Tavana was sent off in the 75th minute. And what had to be for dissent. As this one fizzed in, let's stand her quickly off her line. After this and tomorrow's matches, both teams will have a considerable amount of time off, and well-deserved for the effort and commitment that these girls put into this development academy. Oakwood's next 3 games in regular season play will be at Seacoast United on March 1st, then FC Fury, who they've already beaten this season, on the 7th, before traveling to STA on the 14th. A little bit nicer weather in California allows Beach FC to get their spring program back underway a bit quicker, as it'll be away to Real SoCal on January 25th, and then they travel to Arizona to take on SC Del Sol. But of course, both of these teams have one more game tomorrow. Oakwood will be eliminated after today's match, but Beach FC will have a chance to go through should they win and should the Houston Dash drop points. Cosentino. McGlindo in the defending. Intercepted by Escandon. DeMelo has been sensational this morning. Bloom. Into the pocket of space for Ibarra. It's really not only combined well with DeMelo, but whenever DeMelo has gone forward, Ibarra has taken up great covering positions. And right on cue, here she is. Into the pocket of space. It was a good hit, but another fine save from Kaylin Fabry. Doubles for both Koumans and Jackson after Gianna DePriest had opened the scoring for Beach FC. Another look at this opportunity. She had already anticipated where the ball was going to fall and then invited to run at the gap and struck that well. But Fabry scampering across her line to make the save. Roman, Mullings, Viagra. Mullings continue to run, but it's cut off by Curran. Inside for Iskandon. To Priest. Thought she was waiting for the run out wide, but it never came from Colados. So it's in to Ibarra. To Priest. Looking for her second. But it's poked away by Menudis. And then sent clear by Jacobs. Logan Jacobs, an 0-4 out of Avon, Connecticut, is really a special player. McGlynn. And that's great shielding from Cosentino. Knew where the challenge was going to come from. And you could see her step her foot across to make sure that the defender could only go through her back. Roman didn't like what she saw, so she will reset. Bloom with the challenge. Ibarra. Viagra. Monzeglio. Farina has popped up on the near side. Stabbed away from her by McGlynn. Ibarra. Still going Ibarra. Good patience. Iskandon. Ibarra. Camaro. Trying to extend her scoring streak to 4 games. But Fabry able to make the save. Just look at the way they lull you to sleep. A couple quick passes, and then once they find that opening, they attack. Beautifully done to open up the space. Camaro trying to curl that ball to the far corner. In the end, wrapped her foot around it too much, and so it tailed back into Fabry, allowing her to make the save. Ibarra. Carruthers. Bloom. Curran. Heading toward the final 2.5 minutes of the 90. Beach FC playing their second of what it is in essence 7 games on the road. You consider the fact that after these 3 games in Lakewood Ranch, their next 4 games in regular season play are away. Cosentino forward for Mullings. Mullings is in. Bloom gets back and uses her body well. Great recovery from Taylor Bloom to deny Mullings a chance to get Oakwood on the board. But still they go into the final 2 minutes. Roman unable to battle her way through, and it's away by Bloom. Farina. Trying to get around McGlynn. Sticking to her like molasses. Farina able to create some space. It's not a bad ball in, you know. Curran able to get it clear. Menudis will track it down on the far side. As you take a look at this opportunity here, Mullings looked to be an on goal. Bloom coming out of nowhere and then shielding it off quite well. Beach FC with goals through to Priest in the 22nd minute, Koumans in the 24th, again in the 38th, and then it was Jackson in the 53rd and 54th as an excellent effort and a consolation goal, well-deserved, from the boot of Logan Jacobs. Well, that's what happens when she steps into the attack. And she spoils the clean sheet for Beach FC. Jacobs saw just a little bit of space and decided to go at it alone. And it was a great decision and a tremendous finish. Just attacking the space. And a beautiful dipping shot over Zora Standifer. It'll be 2 minutes of stoppage time.
Goal scored for Oakwood Soccer Club in the 90th minute by number 64, Logan Jacobs. The referee has added a minimum of 3 minutes of stoppage time to the end of regulation.
Viagra. Hammered forward by Fabry. Farina to take this throw. Mullings. Away by DeMelo has been excellent on both sides of the ball. Jacobs, who just scored an absolute screamer. Gets that wide for Viagra, into Roman. Out wide for Farina. Oakwood have shown what they're capable of. Just ran up against a very special Beach FC team that has really been dominant in the DA all 3 years that they've been around. But those are these sides, absolute class, not only in the way that they play, but in the way that they operate and carry themselves as academies. Colados. Away by Monzeglio. Roman pops it out wide. And Bloom able to get there before Smith. Look at the watch from the referee. I think this throw-in from Carruthers will be the last action of the game. Oh, that's why you never assume things. Farina steps in. Another check of the watch from the referee. A 5-star performance from Beach FC keeps them in with a shout of reaching the final phase of the inaugural DA Cup as we head to the final match day tomorrow. Doubles for Koumans and Jackson after Gianna DePriest opened up the scoring for Beach FC, but Logan Jacobs responding for Oakwood, which was probably the best goal of the day to make the scoreline 5-1. So Beach FC will march on to face off against Charlotte Soccer Academy, while Oakwood will play the Houston Dash tomorrow. But for now, it finishes Oakwood 1, Beach FC 5. I'm Mark Serber saying thank you so much for joining us and have a wonderful afternoon.